25 career clubs. That is a tense cracker, if ever I've seen one. Oh, not the 4, not the 4. Okay, 2 4s is nicer. Come on, give him a 6. Don't give him a 6. Don't give him a 6. I've had this one so many times, like 10 times last week. I think I'm about even. Not even a club. I think that means I get there, because it looks abysmal. There it is. There it is. No ace king? Nah, take it back. I'll take a chop. I'll have to chop at that point. There it is. I just finished in the $600 bounty at the Venetian. Great tournament all around, the field was great. It was going really well. I had 200k going towards the bubble.
What it called?
Yes. And then a hand, I'm not really sure I like how I played, to be honest. I think it's actually one of the biggest punts I might have made. I moved to a new table, 27 left, 24 paid. Button opens, I get put straight in the big blind. Small blind calls, I call in the big blind with queen jack offsuit. Queen of spades, jack of clubs. He opens the 6.5 at 3k big blind, so the pot is 22.5k. Becomes queen, 5-4, 2 clubs, so backdoor flush draw top pair. He goes check check, he see bets 8.5. The small blind calls, I call. I think I could even check raise, get it in because it's a bounty. The bounty's worth nearly 10k chips if it was just heads up against the button, but because it's multi-way I decided to overcall, especially with the backdoor clubs as well. That makes the pot about 49k. The turn is the ace of clubs, so I turn the second on flush draw, but obviously loads of hands get there, check check. Now the guy bets 13.5k, really small, bets like less than 30% pot. Small blind folds, I just have an easy call at this point, unless I want to bluff jam for his extra 77k. I think that's pretty big. It might be an okay idea, but I just thought call is fine. So this makes the pot 75k, he's got 77k left. The river's a 5, so now any frees is straight. I just decided that if he was blocking the turn with pocket kings, with ace x, with king queen, he's going to fold to a donk jam. If he has the 2 pair, if he has ace queen, ace 5, ace 2, random ace x, whatever else he might have, or like king jack with the king of clubs that's going to bluff jam river and make me fold, I can just make all these hands fold. I decided to donk jam. I ran into the king 6 of clubs, so I run into the nuts. Felt really stupid because I just bluffed off heaps of chips going towards the bubble. I actually ended up at risk on the bubble with pocket 9s and luckily howled in the flip. I could have not even cashed this tournament thanks to losing that pot, which is pretty annoying. It might not be a terrible bluff, but I just didn't know my opponent. I didn't have the information I think I need to take a high variance spot like that, so I don't like that I did that, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Somehow spin up a stack to like 150k again when we're in the money. 3-bet queens, the guy puts me all in, I call off. Again. Pretty brutal day. Just before the river was dealt, I was saying in my head, because I had this exact same spot recently, queens against 10s, when the flop was clean, the turn was clean, the voice in my head was going, I'm definitely going to hold, I'm going to have loads of chips in this tournament, I'm about to have a really big stack, I'm going to crush it. I don't know why the voice in my head just changed to that. It became really like, overconfident, and it was almost like I was testing the universe, because I was just challenged in it to like smite me down. Like if I get really cocky in my head now, like yes, I'm going to win, is it going to change the outcome? And then the river's a 10. So like I don't want to get too like ethereal or philosophical. I did feel like I got smited down when I got a little bit cocky in my head there. Next time I'm going to test he's going to get there, and I'm really happy for him. I'm going to try with that thought process and see if it works. I played good, I got another cash. It's always reassuring. 3 cashes in the last 2 days. Also, mom and dad are here, so tomorrow technically my mom is playing day 2 of the ladies event. My dad is going to play the $600 PLO. I'm going to play the 3k freeze out. My brother's in Vegas somewhere playing something, probably cash games. Maybe I'll convince him to come and play Bally's in Paris, the World Series, just so we're all there at the same time. It'd be pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. Whole family playing the World Series at the same time. Maybe the run good started now because I've just started cashing tournaments. I just realised if you get a bad beat, you actually get like physical pain as well. I can feel it in my stomach. It's like a gut punch when that 2 outer comes on the river, especially when you think ahead. I need to let it go by tomorrow. I need to be fully back and reset. Just on second break of the 3k freeze out World Series of Poker. Kind of a rough table draw. Adrian Mateos, 2 to my right. Loads of interesting hands. A few very recreational players. One example of that, I raised with ace king under the gun playing 40 bigs. Middle position makes it 3.5k. I made it 1300. I just put in my stack of 5k chips, so I make it 21,700 over 3.5k. I got 3.7 back, so I'm like effectively all in. She then tanks for ages and calls. Obviously weird because I got 3.7 back. You think she just goes or not? But flop comes king 6-3 rainbow. I put in my 3.7k. I'm just gonna jam any flop. That's what I decided anyway. Maybe sometime if I have like a really good flop I should trap. Maybe this one's even a check sometimes, but I feel like you just can't fold when the bet is for less than 10% pot with anything. Do you call this bet with pre? I go all in and she folds. I don't think obviously anything is supposed to fold though because of the pot odds, but I mean, I guess I'll take it because if she's got like more equity than the price, so like if she folds jacks, that's good for me given the price she had. If she had ace queen, I might have put it in if I checked. I guess it's a mistake. It's a weird spot, right? I've got like 25 to 30 bigs going back now. It's such a good tournament. I hope it goes well.
Running tens.
Awesome. Let's finish the game you're on in the 5 p.m. Second players on a 15-minute break.
Wow. Been wrecked. Completely wrecked.
Sounds good. Quick update for the mini main, start with 60k. I played 2 pots that went very similarly, where I open either with jacks or aces. I check back the flop, check back aces on 9, 6, 5 rainbow, late position versus button. Check back jacks on queen 8, 4 rainbow, under the gun versus big blind. Both times they lead the turn, I call, the river's a brick, they check, and I overbet like 125 to 150% pot. Both times they call, so that's like the only hands I won. And then a pretty sick hand, the dealer deals me the card and it bounces, flashes. At least I think it flashes, but I don't see it and I'm not sure, so I just turn the card over. The dealer went to carry on dealing as if it didn't flash, so I thought to be safe, I'll turn it over and it's a jack. And then I get dealt obviously a new card, and I get aces. And then I stack someone that's got like 15 bigs by raising, they call, and they just get in with a straight draw on the flop and I hold, so that's some pretty run good. And then I've just ran pretty good since. I've turned 60k into 276k on the dinner break now. It's going well, hopefully it continues this way.
Those are the aces. Oh, it's it.
Pretty disappointing start to the day. I made day 2 of the 1k mini main event, really great tournament. It was going really well the whole time. I felt like I was really focused, really in the zone, making great decisions in every hand. Bluffs going my way, value bets going my way, everything. Took a big hit towards the end of the day, ace king against jacks. Bag 22 bigs for day 2, over average. Sit down day 2, fold for an orbit, my table's great, just recreational players, 1 reg joins. Folds for the cutoff, he open jams my stack, I've gone through the blind, so I've gone down to 18.5 bigs. Small blind and the button are playing around 10 to 15 big blinds. I'm playing 18.5 big blinds. He open jams, I lock down a queens. Think about right now, what do you think he's open jamming with? Bear in mind, it's a recreational player. I always expect to have the best hand. I'm just thinking, please don't have ace king. Please have ace X or an underpair or maybe even like 9-10 suited or something. I call and he has a pair of aces. Open jam the aces and he holds, which was very disappointing because such a good tournament, obviously a nice day 2, pretty deep into the tournament. Cash for like, I don't know, 2,500 or something, and then jump straight in the mystery bounty. Managed to hit a set against top 2 pair and get 125 big blinds in each, so double up. Then I squeeze ace king and I play bet on 8-2-2. 2 spades, I got the ace of spades, turn 10. I bet to try and make him fold all his underpairs and he snap calls the turn. I had the impression he was on the weaker side, but the river's a brick. If it's a spade I would have blasted, but I just gave up and he won with 6s, a bit annoying. And I lose ace king versus queens for a mega pot, and I flop a set again and stack someone else, so I've been like double stack, half stack, back to starting stack. Feeling a bit drained, didn't get much sleep. It was like a 14-hour day or something in the 1k, and then I'm pretty drained, but it's a good tournament. It's a 1k mystery bounty, it's got 4 opening flights. I'm gonna do the most bullets if I can, which is 8 bullets. I'll just keep playing, hopefully make day 2, and it'll be a really nice sweat for the 1 million bounty.
That's a fun one. Oh, it's me. Wow.
I don't know when the next one. I don't have to repeat myself. 8,000.
I did it. I bagged the mystery bounty in one attempt. I was ready to do 8 bullets in the 1K and somehow busted day 2 in pretty annoying fashion straight away. Jumped straight into the mystery bounty and it just went well. There was quite a lot of interesting hands towards the end. I got into the money with 7 big blinds, had to tank fold with 7 bigs with pocket 9s, with like 6 away. And I get up to like 18 bigs, overcall the raise with aces, goes jam for like 5 bigs. First guy re-jam, so we have to call off.
Is it 9s?
Which put me up to like a nice stack. The field is just really great, and I had a few interesting spots at the end because I didn't know, is it better for me to try and gamble and spin up more of a stack because I've got more opportunities and I want a bigger stack when I make the mystery bounty day 2? Or is it better to kind of relax more, just make sure you make it because the ICM starts when you make day 2? Because it's the first day, I wasn't exactly sure, but obviously the opportunity to play other stuff. I think the play was to kind of chill out a bit and cover all the short stacks that will make day 2. I've done that now. I've got 24 big blinds for day 2. Average bounty's worth around $5,500 to $6,000. We pull a mystery bounty on day 2 and it will be like a 1 in 500 to 1 in 800 chance of pulling the $1 million bounty. Feeling good. It's week 5, day 5. It's really hard to keep track of the days in Vegas, especially obviously just playing poker every day. Weekends aren't exactly weekends. The only time I know it's weekend is when the Uber surcharge goes up. The last 2 days were really long grinds. The mini main was a 1K 30-minute clock. I started at 11, played all the way through until 2 a.m. 15-hour day, including breaks. Went back because it was a 12 p.m. start. Busted in the first level, the end of level 1, and then jumped straight into the mystery bounty. Again, 30-minute clock, 22 levels, finishes at 2 a.m. So another 15-hour day, 2 15-hour days in a row. Finally got to have a lie-in today, which was really nice. So today I'm taking a day off. Well, a day off from live poker. I'm going to play some WSOP online events. You know, even though these have been really long days, I'm feeling pretty lucky because only 5% of the field made day 2 in the first 3 flights of that mystery bounty. It's very relieving, not only because I'm not going to be in for that many bullets, so I save like 7 to 8K or whatever it could have been in for. I get the sweat of the mystery bounty and I'm already guaranteed like 1.5 to 2K min cash. And I now get the day off, reward after reward after reward from managing to do this. When I've been finishing my days as well, I've been jumping straight on my laptop, going through all the hands that I wasn't sure about, checking up spots on GTO Wizard, which is a solver that is really easy to use and really quick, so you can just double check the way you played against that solver plays, maybe compose your own strategies. I have a discount code I'll put in the description as well, shameless plug, but 10% off for free. And it is really genuinely good software. I wouldn't say that if I didn't believe that and use it myself all the time. Went for a block here, hoping that aces and kings will still find the value jam. Maybe he turns a hand into a bluff. His range is pretty weak. If he has like 10s or 9s or just a jack, I'm not really expecting him to call it jam. I think jam is reasonable here as well, but just give him the rope. Always nice to get called. Hopefully he didn't have a hand better than a jack. Maybe we would have missed some value then. Yeah, pocket 10s. Got it in pretty bad. Just jam 8 bigs in the small blind. 8. GG 500. All in at risk in the 215 satellite. We've got no fold equity. 5 big blinds versus a cutoff open. Hopefully got the best hand. If not, it's just a nice price against the range of hands he's opening. Although it doesn't feel great. Probably not going to be a worse hand very often. King Queen suited maybe. King Jack suited. I mean, maybe even something. Ah, we can beat that. We can beat that. Hey, big one in the 215 satellite. It's gone raise, call, all in. Get to rejam ace king. Should be way ahead of his range. Wow, Jax has got in there as well. Need to get there now. Ayya, that would have been a big one.
Still play one.
Just finished the $800 tournament at the Venetian. It was going really well. Someone did a pretty crazy bluff on me where they called a free bet with 10-2 suited, floated the flop, bet turn, I call, and then they bet river. And I made a pretty disciplined fold with like second pair, thinking it's really hard to find bluffs, and turns out it was a terrible fold, but new player, so I didn't have the read. I actually went all the way down to 3,500 chips to 2K big blind. I managed to spin the 3.5, get up to 36K. I get moved table. I'm sat next to my dad somehow. Even though it's like it's probably the only tournament that we're both actually playing, and we get sat next to each other. Pretty crazy. It folds to me in like the hijack. I jam my 14 bigs with Jack 10 suited, run into ace jack, and I actually flop a combo draw. It comes king queen X with 2 hearts. So I had a really big sweat to have a really big stack, but no good. Later I just finished, so I'm going to be finished for the day now. But mystery bounty tomorrow. Insane sweat today. I could bust one player and I've got about a 1 in 800 chance of winning $1 million. One time deal.
Nice one. Oh yeah.
So in that corner, remember.
All right, here's your bounty pool, guys. $4,234,000. I wish you all the best in your quest and winning $1 million bounty that can definitely change your life. And I hope that it's you, whoever that might be. Dealers, please shuffle up and deal.
So today has been the most ridiculous day ever. Started with 900K, immediately lose like top pair versus the worst top pair for a bounty.
Yeah.
But then win. Guy shoves 5 bigs, I call with like 10-4, beat his A7 for a bounty. A few hands later, I get aces versus kings versus queens for a bounty and a triple up.
I folded 5. 5 in the window. That's good.
Did anyone fold king queen?
Here's my big one.
Do I use the 1 time now?
Yeah, do it.
Alright, 1 time.
Wow, my fantasy.
First bounty I pull, I get the gold chest.
Ray Allen, 1 corner 3.
Open it up.
I just proceeded to run absolutely golden all day, and that's a fair fight.
Okay, we have
Very
9-6
fair fight.
versus ace jack.
Good luck.
If you flop a pair, at least like 2 clubs from it. Yeah?
7-8 flop. Aye.
Hearts.
It's got to be the 7 of hearts.
8 of hearts. I mean, it's something. Bang!
That needed to be the turn.
And still 250K.
The first double gold chest winner. Any chance?
Chest winner.
Any chance? Any chance? Oh, I'll take that.
Doesn't matter if the king comes, that was sick.
How do you fold kings?
Let's fucking go. That's such a cool fucking fold. Now you 10-9 first one. 350. Sounds good.
Good luck. 10 or a 9? Oh wow, it kills it. Good luck. In a spade, I think. Not even this one. Sevens, good luck. Let's have a jack. I guess just a queen. Oh, that'll do. Good luck.
Greg.
Just a 10. Nice one. GG, guys.
Just a quick update, just finished for a ridiculously long day. Ended up busting in 40th place from over 14,000. Pulled 11 bounties, cashed for just over 20k for the cash, and I think like 37k in bounties, so I won like 57k. By far my biggest cash in Vegas. It means I'm gonna have a profitable trip as well for possibly the first time, so a little bit annoying. I was one of the chip leaders all day, and then a few levels where I didn't really get dealt a hand, go down to like a little bit of average. One hand I made a mistake. I made a call on the turn that was marginal. Given the context of the deep run in the tournament, I think I should have folded. I made the river hero, which was also marginal. I was happy in game that I just came to the conclusion. I made my decision, I'll stick with it, and I'll be happy because I made really good decisions all day, and the result's the result. In hindsight, I would have liked to see myself fold the turn, potentially fold the river, just given how valuable those chips are and how much the people left in the field could have just given it away, and it's an insane spot. I actually felt a lot better pretty quickly, so I was pretty proud of myself because I went on break straight after, and then within 5 minutes I was back to being very joyous and just happy, even though I was down to 10 bigs, and shortly after busted after the break. That is week 5 in the books, finished. My best ever week here in Vegas. The most fun I've had playing poker in Vegas. A week I have been waiting for, so to speak. So I played 8 tournaments. It was $11,175 in entries. Cashed for $61,057, which gives me a profit of $49,882. Also puts me in profit for the trip so far. Not necessarily overall if I like break everything else. It's the first time I think I've ever been in profit in Vegas, or at least since I've been playing some of the mid to higher stake stuff, so it feels really great. This week started with me playing the 3K, and obviously it didn't go great. I got to play against my arch nemesis, Adrian Mateos, who's obviously one of the best players in the world, and lost that big flip. I played a 2K satellite, one of the biggest satellite I've played this week as well. It was extremely soft, it was going great. 21 people left, 18 seats, well 18 gets 8K, 17 people get 10K. Folds to me on the button with queen. Small chance I can just fold to it because it's a live satellite, and live satellites are ridiculous, but I thought queens is too good not to jam, and I run into kings to bust. Last day of the trip, mystery bounty, get the most wonderful day of poker in all existence. I got aces against kings 3 times, and one time someone managed to fold. It was a terrible fold. He raises with kings under the gun off 18 bigs. Someone goes all in for 13 bigs. I re-jam 25 bigs effective with the small blind, covering everyone's bounty. So my jam range there is 10s plus ace queen, maybe ace jack suited, maybe pocket 9s. The guy that open folds kings, absolute disaster, but you know, he was right this time. I had aces, so maybe he had some sick read on me or something, I don't know. Fair play to the guy. Yeah, I won 11 bounties through the day. I probably lost another like 5+ pots for bounties as well, but obviously still was running great. On king 10 suited versus ace 10 off, blind v blind at one point. I think I played great. I had one pretty nice hand where I raised with pocket 4s in the hijack, with the blinds having like 5 and 7 bigs, so obviously I'm just calling them off. The button has 57 bigs and I cover him. In the bounty, he 3 bets from 5.7 million, 800k bigs. I wanted to go all in, but I was like, just a tiny bit too much to go all in. So I decided to call. Obviously I think I would fold if I didn't think he was too wide there. I check call 20% pot on queen 10, 4, 2 clubs and a spade. I got a spade club. Turns the king of clubs, completes the flush draw, check, river's a queen. I really don't have many bluffs here. 4s with a club feels like a pristine bluff. Obviously I don't think he's folding ace king. I thought I just want to stop him bluffing. I want to fold out his pocket jacks, his 10x, and like all of his pairs from 5s through to 9s, and his random junk that's going to bluff me if I don't bet. I went for the really nice third pot bet. I don't think I would have found that a few years ago, the third pot on the river. I think just going all in on the river is reasonable too, but obviously you can't just have ace queen trips on the river and call. You can have like kings as a trap, you can have some flushes as a trap. So it's a really nice bet that I think achieves a lot. I fold out a lot, I lose the minimum when he calls. I'm really happy I found that one. He tank folded. Yeah, I think I was just in the zone all day, but then I think the tiredness got to me. I made that massive blunder in the pot. Basically I made a marginal turn call where I should be pretty indifferent, and I made a marginal river call as well. It's not the end of the world that I played the hand this way, but given the context and the fact it was my deepest run ever, and how much money was up top and how great of a position I was in, and the field was so great, I just really didn't need to do it. It was a big blunder in my opinion. It wasn't like a big chip EV blunder, but it was a big blunder for myself in terms of the standard I hold myself to. So that's the worst I felt on the trip, was immediately after I made this mistake and I lost a big part and I went down to like 10 bigs. To be honest, what happened afterwards made me feel great because it's the least amount of time I've ever felt bad after making a mistake. Arguably the mistake that's cost me the most ever in Vegas. It felt like Gohan versus Sal and having that big beam struggle. Like I could feel it trying to take over me. I could feel my body and my mind saying, you've already fucked up here. This is like the biggest spot you've ever had and you've just cost yourself tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars with that. I could feel the voice in my head trying to make me feel terrible about myself. Instead, I just said, no, you know what, I've played great all day, trusted my decisions, and that's what's got me here. I've trusted my decisions all trip and I think I've played great. 95% plus of the time on this trip. Obviously, I'm going to make mistakes. I'm a human. I felt like I'd forgiven myself before we went back after the break, and then I just carried on playing my A game, and I was really proud of myself for that. I think that's been the highlight, arguably, of the trip for me, is how I dealt with that mistake, which is pretty funny. Obviously, I've had big cash now, I'm out of it, and all this other nice stuff, but the mental progress I think I've made over the years, it just makes me really happy. I feel pretty invulnerable. You've got to be hard on yourself when you're studying, obviously, but while you're playing, you got to just think the hand's over, next hand, analyze it later, maybe you can do better, but all you can do is learn from it and just trust that you're playing as good as you're playing right now. And after I bust the tournament, I go to see how my mom's doing in the Win 500 Ladies tournament, and she wins the $500 Ladies Win tournament. She wins the Win trophy before I do. That's one of my favorite trophies. I've always wanted that trophy. I'm hopefully still gonna, well, no, I will get it one day. Pretty insane week for the family. Last week here in Vegas now, and I'm playing the main event. I can't wait. I feel better than ever. I feel more prepared than ever. Great tournaments for the last week. Let's turn it into a small winning trip into a big winning trip, or worst case scenario. I've had a great time. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Thanks for watching.
Wow, you